Hello, my name is Leo, and welcome to the first 15 minutes of Beginner's Guide. The Beginner's Guide. Also, I just realized that my computer volume is, is a bit too loud. Right, can I use get the mouse out of there? I got the controller. Alright, so I'm not sure if I got this right, but I believe I have seen this game. I believe I saw someone do a playthrough of this game. If it's the game that was by the same people that did Stanley Parable, I think it was Stanley Parable, about game design or something like that. It's an interesting game, so let's have a look at it. Start the timer. And go. Turn the volume up. Your volume, not the actual game volume. Make sure audio is on? Yeah, it is. Thank you. Got closed captioning going too, just in case. Okay, sticks on a button, sticks on A. It's good to know.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide.
Yeah, I think this is it,
My
yeah.
name is Davey Reedon. I wrote the Stanley Parable.
Yeah.
And while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And
Does look very Counter-Strike-y.
Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town,
It's not really a game,
scatters
it's just a
these
map
colorful
for Counter-Strike.
abstract
Whatever.
blobs and impossible floating crates around the level.
What?
And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this
Where's
video
the
game was
blob
constructed
that he
by a
mentioned?
real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being
Black
really
stuff.
is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped.
Dead end.
In 2011,
this would be a spawn point, wouldn't
made
it?
his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this.
It's kind of hard to do commentary here since you're supposed to be listening.
I find his games powerful.
Wait, is that
interesting? And I'd like
was that open before?
To reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again.
Nice
And
button.
if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just
I
send
came
that
from
much
here, didn't I?
stronger
Yeah.
message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com.
Wonder how many people emailed him.
Okay, that's about it for introduction.
Shit.
Let's take a look at Coda's first
Okay, that kind of scared me.
As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was
I
completed.
think this game does get scary later. Yeah, it does. It gets a bit dark and creepy later on. I don't think we're going to get that far, because we're only doing this for 15 minutes, so... Alright, wait room. Whoa! Whisper Machine.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Shooters A, that's weird. Is this made on Steam? Sorry, not Steam. I'm out of bullets, by the way. Is this made on Source? Was Stanley Parable made on Source? I feel like it was. Am I going the right way? Ooh. Okay. Don't have any ammo.
Security hull breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
I don't have any bullets.
It
Yeah.
kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Oh.
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere. But then clearly there are no enemies anyway.
Oh, thank
You
goodness.
can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about
What?
these games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Okay.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
Alright.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
No, it's nice. Look at that skybox. Yeah. Well, the top of it looks, the skybox looks amazing. It's just that bottom part doesn't look that great. Well, these 3 dots here. No idea. Okay, go this way. Ooh, hello.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, but it's fun. I want to know.
Or, if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Yeah. That's how we do things. That's how we do things at the end of the movie. Is this the direction I was coming from? Is this where I came from? No. Hang on. Oh god, where am I now? I'm lost. Completely fucking lost now. Okay, maybe this is a bad idea. Hey, you ready, dude? Can you, like, skip me to the next area, please? Shit, this is a bad idea. Oh, this is a terrible idea. Oh, fuck, what have I done? Oh, is this where I came from? Hey, I did it! Nice, good job. Now, find your way back. Shit. No, not this way. Do the old always go left trick. This is a dead end. You're right. Yeah, do the old always go left trick. So for the entrance, which is here, it's the entrance. So you always go left. Right. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That's a dead end. Go in there. Okay, this is a dead end, I believe. Yes. Well, this is a stupid waste of time. Good job. Yeah, well. Way to waste 15 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm actually... Oh, nope, nope. I was gonna say, I feel like I'm actually going somewhere, but nope. Nope, just an idiot. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I do like this labyrinth, it's kind of cool. Hey, is that dot supposed to be something? Probably some kind of marker to tell you where to go. Oh god. Oh god. This is a giant fucking mistake. I should never have done this. Come on, maybe this is the end? Oh! Oh, thank god.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Alright.
Hey, you there, in the engine room.
Yeah.
You could save us all.
Okay.
That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature.
Right.
Your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
No. No. No, I don't want to. I don't want to die. I guess I'm just gonna die.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Right. Hello? Oh. Do it again? Oh, whoa. Oh, hey. Oh, there's a labyrinth. Cool.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important
That's a
moment.
cool labyrinth.
Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it.
That's cool.
Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system.
So you go
Or
down
this
the main
floating
corridor, you
thing
take the...
a peaceful place.
Wait, where do you
juxtaposed
go?
Against all of the hysteria
Take the
that you
first
just
right.
traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what
Yeah.
you're saying, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants
Stay
do
to the
more
right
really
and you'll get to the
weird
end.
and experimental designs. So he stops
Where am
work
I
on
going?
this and moves on
Am I
to a
still
stream
moving?
of
Yes, I'm
tiny
still
little
going up.
games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay. What do we got? Loading? Maybe? Loading, November 2008. Notice my controller's being a bit of a bitch. It's kind of like... Pass was never behind her. Okay, I can't move.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
Oh. Oh. I don't know if I like that. Is the music backwards as well? This is kind of fucking scary. I don't much like this. Oh!
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be
Ooh.
more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Can we go this way? I can't sidestep, can I? No. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Okay. It's up there. Some stairs. Do. But the future is always behind her. How will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and
Was
then
that
it
it?
ends.
Huh.
Didn't need anything more than that.
Kinda cool.
Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Now, here's my real question. Is Coda a real person? Or is this just all this guy's idea? Again, Steam, and it really reminds me of, I believe, the opening to Half-Life 1. When you first hit the anomaly. It's so dark. Oh! You are now entering. Please don't fucking jump scare me. I know this isn't spooky, so...
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Well, I don't know if we've got enough game time for that, son. But I will try.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Okay. Ooh.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Am I moving? God,
I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
God, I think I had a dream like this. Yeah, I had a fucked up dream one time when I was in like, I think I was in university or whatever. It was just like this actually. It was like two really tall like buildings kind of like this. And I was at the top of one of the buildings. Yeah? And there's a guy on like the top of the other building, and he jumped off the fucking building and like landed on, like hit the ground. Am I slow now? Oh. I'm stuck.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here, so that when you press the use key on your gamepad, it'll bring you back up to full speed, so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay. Yeah, so when the guy like hits the ground, like, I don't know, I've never seen this before in my life, but it graphically showed him just basically exploding into a pool of blood, and they were like shocked onlookers, and then I woke up and that was pretty fucked up. What is this? Play as a pair of floating eyes emitting footstep noises. Key
A
in...
room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
A key in one game unlocks the door in a completely different game. That's cool. You're the queen.
Coda would often
Listen,
tell
your
me that he
jewelry
didn't
while your
mind
kingdom
if
is
people thought of
destroyed.
him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was
Oh,
actually a
God.
vibrant and compassionate
Fuck.
person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
I'm not reading all these. Ah, I like this one. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that they don't get bigger. Is there actually a... Oh, God, what do I do? I think I loaded the next game. Ready, set, fish! Is there like a way to make the text bigger? It's kind of small. Wow, I think we're kind of done here. But if you would like to see more of this game, then yeah, let me know, and we might continue playing Beginner's Guide. It's not much of a game though. It's really more like a, I don't know. It's like the
This is new for Coda.
director
It's an actual
commentaries,
puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
but well, it does have gameplay elements, so. But, what I want to say? It's really like a director's commentary feature in, like, Portal or something, but it's the game. I seem to remember there was a trick with this, but I totally forgot what it was. Was it like this? No, wait. When you open that, it opens... Yeah, you push it on the other side. Like that. And that'll open the door. Or not. Am I stuck in? Oh, hello. There's a switch on the other
Don't forget
door.
that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're going to see it a lot.
What is with the 3 dots? Huh. Well, let's maybe get to the next game and then we'll call it quits. Yeah. Assuming this game isn't that long.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough.
But...
Now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press the use key on your gamepad, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay. What? Can I go back?
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I
Why?
actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea.
Why?
In the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic element.
Why would you make
Either
this?
way, I think that the point is the same. Is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything.
I don't
It's not
think
your
this is a
role to
real.
play.
I don't think Coda's a real
So
person.
if your role here is not to
I
understand,
feel like this is like a
what
Stanley Parable kind of game. It's kind of cool though. Damn. Alright, well, if you do want to see more, then let me know. And oh wait, is this the bit that he was going to show us? Maybe. Let's have a look. You're now exiting. Yeah.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow.
So these are
It could even be
separate
that
games.
The stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Maybe in March. Okay. So yeah, like I said, that's been the beginner's guide. If you want to see more, let me know. As with all my videos. But for now, my name is Leo, and I'll see you next time.